Hey guys, this is Warwick from Casual Chess, back for another 5-minute game today. Looks like I'm playing white against an opponent from Bosnia and Herzegovina. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, hopefully that was correct. He starts with E4, E5, Nf3 Nc6, and looks like we're in a pretty ordinary type of old Stein's defense of the Roy Lopez. Pretty typical development so far. Not worried about trading there. I'm expecting retakes with the pawn, and that's exactly what we've got. I'll retake with my pawn, ignoring that pawn on e4 because of course I have my rook to e1 maneuver, which pins the bishop if it takes. Okay, he develops his bishop to e7. I'll nonetheless play rook e1, Bf4, getting my bishop into the game. I'm kind of expecting now for bishop to take on e4, but we don't get that move. Alright, queen d3. You could still have bishop takes on e4, and then rook will take, knight will retake, and then queen will take. That'll be a rook for a bishop and a knight, with my opponent also snagging a pawn there. I think we'll advance the d5 pawn. Thinking about how to make these moves now. I think I'll play all the way back to bc1. And I'll start playing my knight across the board, starting with knight d2. There is an opportunity. Oh my god, what am I doing? My queen has been my queen has been hanging for multiple moves, and neither of us have noticed. Unbelievable! What is this? Oh, I don't know what to say. I can't believe it's been hanging since. Wow, so that's one move where it was lost. 2, 3. This is just astonishing. I don't know. I don't know how my queen was lost for so long, and both my opponent and I did not realize for that entire duration. Unbelievable. I definitely do not deserve to win this game. Okay. Now I'm trying to think of what's next. We're actually going to play e5. An interesting move there, threatening the queen, because after e5 I've got the option of playing knight e4, forking the queen and bishop. And in fact that bishop will be won because I'm aiming at it twice, including with my bishop on c1. Not sure how my opponent will respond to that. It will be very hard to hang on to the pawn on d5 after whatever move comes next, but we will see. My opponent is starting to run out of time here. I bet he's kicking himself that he didn't get that queen. Okay, now I don't want to retake with the bishop because I would expect something like f6 in return, so what I'll do is I will take with the knight. And I think this could be another error here from my opponent. Be4. I don't think he realised he was able to be kicked back in that situation. Time now for me simply to get some pieces off the board. I'll start by getting this bishop back into the game, back off c1 and towards b3. This will make it very difficult for my opponent to advance the e5 pawn to the e4 square, because if he does that, I'll simply have bishop to d4, which will be a fairly strong position for my bishop there. I'll now play rook e d1. Potentially expecting a move now like e4. Although, like I said, that does give me a good possibility to place my bishop on a good square. Okay. I think what I'll do is I will play my rook to d2, kind of a waiting move. This was expected to some degree. I'll now play bc5, attacking the rook on f8. Doubling up my rooks now on the d file. Again, expected. I may not have played completely appropriately with these pawns advancing on the E and F files. But I am running out of time, and so is my opponent, so simply good to get some things off the board, play quickly if I can, avoid traps and get these two pawns, the E and the F pawns, off the board. They are causing me the most trouble. My opponent only has 30 seconds left to go. Okay, this was an expected move. I'll simply play rook c2. I'll have to drop that bishop back now. Bishop drops back to a3. Why not b4? Because a5 would kick me again. 15 seconds for my opponent. Looks like this is going to be a time-based win. And that's game over. Okay, well, it's a shame that that game didn't play out all the way to the end. I am absolutely staggered by some of the mistakes we made in that game, and more than the mistakes themselves, but how long they didn't get realised for. My opponent wants to play another game. I'll give him an opportunity. Let's play. Whoops. Let's play again. How do I rematch? Challenge failed. Okay, looks like he's out for today. Alright, well, in that case, let's jump into the analysis now. I'll be back in a moment with that. Hey guys, back with the analysis now, and I have to say this is a hilarious one. Just look at this graph here. A wild game doesn't do it justice. You can see every single time, right here, where my queen was absolutely thrown away, and yet my opponent did not take. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. It's just unbelievable. How did we manage this? You can see up in the top right hand corner, 32.6 accuracy for me, 27.8 for my opponent, and from there the game was just ridiculous. I had an advantage which I failed to take for quite a long period, and there wasn't even a moment here where my opponent did have the advantage himself. Queen C7 was an error, and what was better was actually F3. That's an interesting move there, F3. I think the idea is, well, let's play that out. So F3, G takes, Queen D5, B4. I see, and bringing the knight into the attack there now. This creates some pretty substantial difficulty. Okay. Alright, so look, my opponent had the advantage at some points in the game, I had it in others. A big mistake there with the queen multiple times over for both my opponent and I. We definitely need to pay more attention, and I think I need to play less early in the morning. So, alright guys, hopefully you enjoyed that game. I'm absolutely stunned with that, and I'm going to have a laugh at that for the rest of the day. Hope you enjoyed. Maybe tune in for the next one. If you liked the video, give it a like. If you didn't, please let me know what I could do to improve, and I will try and fix that for you. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.